in front of you today is Senate Bill 1142, which repeals the Empowering Parents Grant Program. I first want to take a few minutes to walk through how this program came about, where we are today, and why I think right now is the right time to bring it to an end. So back in 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic upended education in Idaho, the state launched Strong Families, Strong Students, a grant program funded with $50 million in federal relief dollars. The goal was simple: to help families bridge the gap when schools were closed, online learning was unknown or inconsistent, and parents needed extra support. Families could use these grants to buy curriculum, tutoring, internet services, hardware like laptops, and other educational resources to help keep their kids on track during this incredibly disruptive time. In 2022, the legislature decided to continue the program under state control, creating what we now know as the Empowering Parents Program. The funding structure stayed the same, with up to $1,000 per student and $3,000 with a $3,000 household cap. But now, instead of federal funds, it became a permanent state-funded program, and today this program is an ongoing expense of $30 million to the Idaho taxpayer. To be clear, I believe that this program did a lot of good for many Idaho families. Even with some of the missteps in implementation or misuse of some of the grant funds, I largely think it served its purpose. But here's the reality. The emergency that justified this program is over. Schools are open, students are settled, and our educational operations are back to normal. So we have to ask ourselves, senators, are we the kind of legislature that can make the tough call to end a program when its time has passed? Or are we going to be more like Congress, who just adds new programs without considering what is being spent today? This grant program was meant to be a temporary solution to a temporary problem. The problem is over, and if we don't take action now, the program risks becoming a permanent entitlement, where we are talking about $30 million allocated year over year without asking if it's actually the best use of our taxpayer money. And every year that this stays in place, the expectation that it will always be there gets more entrenched. And here's what the data tells us. In fiscal year 2024, families spent over 60% of these grant dollars on electronics, primarily computers and laptops and tablets. And so far this year, the data shows us that that number has jumped to over 80%. At the same time, less than 5% of the total spending went towards things like tutoring or educational classes, the types of services that we typically associate with direct academic support. This program has drifted far from its original intent. It's turning into a technology slush fund. And if we choose to continue funding it, we are no longer empowering parents, we are creating entitlements. With that, Mr. President, debate is open.
Thank you, Senator. Is there further debate?
Mr. President,
Senator Lenny.
to debate the bill.
You have the floor, Senator.
Mr. President, I have to admit, I'm kind of jealous because I wanted to do a bill like this, but apparently Senator from 11 got to it first. It's kind of like Christmas time. It's a great end-of-the-year present. I've never been a fan of this program. As I've said many times, I don't think it empowered parents at all, as was just demonstrated. We just bought parents a bunch of stuff. This is a great bill, Mr. President. That's all I have to say. I think it's long past due that we ended this program, and I commend the Senator from 11 for bringing this forward.
Thank you, Senator. Is there further debate?
Mr. President.
Senator Burnt.
Thank you, Mr. President. I commend the Senator from 11. I think this is a fiscally responsible bill. Just a little story. I recently got a text from one of my constituents. Her daughter's in competitive cheer, and she forwarded me an email that came from the competitive cheer organization that she cheers for, which was an email sent out to all of the parents who have kiddos in this particular competitive cheer class or cheer team saying that they could use empowering parents to pay for their dues. I saw the email. I believe at one time this was beneficial, like the good senator from 11 mentioned, but I think that now that time has passed and it's time to be fiscally responsible and to repeal this program. Thank you.
Senator Blaylock, you're recognized to close the debate.
Thank you, Mr. President, and to all the senators for debating in favor and even against this bill. I appreciate all the points that were brought up. Just to address a couple things, again, I believe that this program did do a lot of good, but some of those things, like the data shows us, a lot of how this program is being used now, again, is on electronics, so computers and tablets, and I even had one mom that on a call say, well, I'm talking on the laptop that this program bought, you know. And then I've heard from plenty of vendors, some even talking about how much they've grown since this program was introduced. And that's lovely. These are Idaho companies and that have grown because of this, but that doesn't mean we need to continue growing these companies. And like one of the senators mentioned, about cheerleading, I've heard about piano lessons and swim lessons. These are all wonderful things. These are things, of course, you want your kids to be able to have those opportunities and take a piano lesson and enrich their lives that way. But is that the government's role? I don't think so, and that's what this is turning into. So thank you again, and with that, debate's closed.
Debate is closed. The question before the Senate is, shall Senate Bill 1142 pass the Senate? The Senate Secretary will call the roll.
Adams.
Mr. President.
Senator Adams.
Thank you, Mr. President. In my short 5 years in the legislature, this is the first time I've ever seen an entitlement program repealed or attempted to be repealed. The senator votes aye.
Senator Adams votes aye.
Anthony. Berndt. Bierke. Blaylock. Burtonshaw. Carlson. Cook. Den Hartog. Foreman. Galloway. Grove. Guthrie. Harris. Hart. Kaiser. Cole. Lakey. Lenny. Lind. Nichols. Okonowitz. Ricks. Ruckte. Samaroff. Shippey. Taylor. Taves. Van Orden. Wardingle-King. Wintrow. Wohler. Woodward. Zito. Seiderbelt. Den Hartog. Ricks. Wintrow. Wohler.
The vote count shows 32 in favor with 3 against, a majority having voted in the affirmative. Senate Bill 1142 has passed the Senate.